Hello students, and welcome to another great year at Skyview Middle School. I am Mrs. Angleton. I am a 7th and 8th grade language arts teacher, and this is our class syllabus. This class is about communication. Language is about communication, that's what language is for, and arts in all the different ways that you communicate. That is what we will do in here, and that's a lot. There's a lot that falls under the language arts category. Every quarter we have a writing focus. We sort of work mostly on paragraph writing in junior high. We do some essay writing, especially in 8th grade, but we're really trying to hone in on our paragraph writing skills. So we will focus on narrative paragraph writing first quarter, then expository, then persuasive third quarter, and then fourth quarter we change gears just a smidge and have a little bit more creative writing, which is a totally different sort of structure. While we are doing those writing focuses, we have some class readings that we will use. In first quarter, we work on short stories, both in 7th and 8th grade, different types of short stories, but they're both reading short stories. In 2nd grade, the 7th graders are going to read a book called Two Old Women, and the 8th graders will read short stories that are dystopian style literature. In third quarter, we have a book called Stuck in Neutral for 7th grade and a book called How They Croaked for 8th grade. We will not read the whole book for 8th grade. That's more informational text, and we'll take some articles from it. In the 7th grade book, Stuck in Neutral, there will be lots of information provided before that, just because it tends to be an uncomfortable book for some students to read. It makes them think and view life from someone else's shoes, different perspective completely than theirs. So there will be information that'll go home before third quarter about that, and those are great conversations to continue at home that we start in class. And fourth quarter, because we are doing creative writing, we will also watch and read and see some creative writing in different types: short movies, short poems, short stories, etc. Students are expected to have the following with them every single day: a notebook, a pencil or pen, and an independent reading book. We will choose independent reading books here in a few weeks after we choose take our SRI quiz. A notebook needs to be hopefully left in class. That's my preference, that a student has a notebook just for this class, puts their name on it, puts it in the box that's provided for them on their tables, and then they stay there. So when they come in, they have it, they get it out, and when they leave, they put it back, and it'll be waiting for them the next day. So the two main things, like a reading book, we have some independent reading expectations, and there'll be lots of times for you to do some independent reading in class, but you have to have something to write with and write on, or you can't even function. The independent reading book is essential for other things as well. That might hurt your grade a little bit, but you can at least function in class if you have a pen or pencil and a notebook. If you need to go to the bathroom or go to your locker, darling children, please just take your planner or your folder that has your passes on it, fill out a pass, hand it to me. I will sign it, and you will walk away. I'll just say, bye, 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 get out of here. I won't really need explanation of where you're going. I will just trust that you are going where you wrote on there, and you have a set amount of passes that you can use through every quarter. When you are out of passes, you cannot do that anymore. If you don't have your passes with you, you cannot do that. So if you don't have passes, then please don't even ask. I'm gonna say, do you have a pass? And if you say no, then that'll be the end of the story. If there's an emergency situation, just tell me about the emergency. Get my attention. I have a bloody nose. I really have to use the bathroom. I feel like I'm going to throw up. The type of emergency situations. And we'll use our discretion and make sure that you get to the appropriate area as you needed. If you are interested in what this class is going to be like, it's going to be goofy. It's going to be funny. At the beginning of every class, you will have sort of a starter question that you will pull out your notebook and you will answer. And then you will be told to get to your station. And that is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And then you will go to a certain station where you will have certain expectations that you will do at that station. At some point, you will hear brain break. During brain breaks, we usually do some dancing or goofy moves or a little bit of exercise. It's called a brain break for a reason. It's to shut your brain off, turn your body on, so your brain can kind of reset and relax, and then get back to work in a more focused way afterwards. That is Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Mondays and Fridays are a little bit more flex, where you will have sort of a list of things that need to be accomplished between those 2 days, and then you will sort of pick and choose what order that you complete them in. And that's, yeah, expect a lot of silly from me and a lot of sitting on the floor and having good, comfortable conversations. As long as everyone is on task and doing what they need to do to be successful without distracting others, this is a really chill, fun environment. The only time that changes is when we have a group of students who are having a hard time not distracting others or making a ruckus or something that brings my attention more to that, so that I can't just relax and really sit down with students one-on-one and help them with their individual skills, which is what I really love doing. Your work in the gradebook will have sort of two categories. There's either the classwork category, which is 70% of your grade, or the assessment category, which is 30% of your grade. It is only 30%, but there's only a few things that go in that category. There will be at least 2 paragraph of the week assessments where you will actually be scored on your skill of writing a paragraph and the skills we've been working on. And then there will be a big reading quiz at the end of the quarter, based on the readings that we did throughout the quarter. So it is only 30%, but there's only 2 things in there, 2 or 3 things in there. And then everything else sort of falls in the classwork category, where you get sort of completion type points for most things. There is a few like reading discussions that you will be scored on your thought process and how well you tried on the question, your critical thinking skills, etc. So your classwork will include the starter questions at the beginning of the period that you do in your notebook, the work that you do at your stations that you would do in your notebook, some independent reading checks that you need to have. We will do some paragraph of the weeks that are practice before the assessment ones. You might have some collaborative work. You will have some computer discussions. Some notes you take on computers. You will also have something new this year, which is a portfolio submission, which we're trying this digital portfolio so that your parents can see your work from home and you can explain how well you're doing on the skill you're working on and why you're doing that and what you need to improve on. So there will be information probably sent home in your to emails in the next week about the portfolios. At the end of the quarter, we also have the quarterly assessment, which you get a completion grade for, because that is a district assessment that they sort of use to track a student's writing progress throughout their career in KPBSD. But there isn't a ton of time to like really hone in on full essay skills. So we really focus on those paragraphs, and then we use the quarterly assessment as more of a just check how well they're progressing in sort of the bigger overarching skills. And then I already said the 2 types of assessments that you will have, and that's 30% of your grade. Your grades will be on a classic A, B, C, D, F scale, as you can see. All classwork will be checked by me on Fridays and are awarded points based on completion, which I already kind of said. So everything that you're asked to do in your notebook, I will ask you to bring it up to me on Fridays, sometimes Mondays, but most of the time Fridays. And I will give you points based on how many tasks you accomplished that I asked you to accomplish. And that really gives you a good indicator of your work ethic in class, how often you're on task, how often you're not, etc. So on Tuesdays, you will see a stations and starter grade for week whatever in the grade book, and that will tell you if you did like 8 of the 12 things I asked you, or if you did 12 of the 12 things. So it could be a really easy grade if you use your time well, or it will show you how often you don't use your time well. Other things that are like more hand-in assignments, or the assessments or the paragraph of the weeks that are assessment graded, you will get 50% of your grade based on following directions. So if you turn it in, you get half of your points. So if you turn it in, the worst you can get is a 50 out of 100, and then you will get the rest of your points based on a rubric. This is a sample rubric that kind of gives you the kind of indicator that an above proficient or a 4 would be a thoughtful piece of work that shows higher levels thinking skills. Proficient is that it meets the standard being taught. Below approaching proficient, it touches on the standard but doesn't quite have it yet. And then below proficient, there's a struggle that's there. There's something missing, or it's not quite on standard yet. There's a note here that if you follow directions and use your time well in class, that's 70% of your grade. So really, having anything less than a C is some sort of indicator of not following directions or not using time well in class, things like that. If you miss a day of school, please check PowerSchool, check your Canvas. Ask a friend, talk to me before class or after school or before school, but please do not try to talk to me in the middle of the class period when I am tutoring another student or I'm helping students on the computer or I'm explaining the instructions of the day. Those are not the best times. You would end up not only taking my time away from other students when I'm giving it to them, but it also makes your makeup work harder because then you are missing something current in class as well as to what you already missed. So if you miss a day of school, preferably try to get it made up before you come back. But if that's not possible, make sure that you make it up outside of class time. You can turn in work late if it is a handout of some sort. If it's your discussion questions or if it's a quiz, those are things you can turn in late. A 10% deduction will be per week, up to 40%. But the things that are in your notebook, if you are here currently in class and you have the opportunity to do it and it's completion points, you cannot turn that in late. That is not what we're working on. We're not working on how well those things are done. We're working on following directions. We're working on practicing a skill, getting more familiar with a skill. So you need to follow along and do those. And if you're here, they cannot be turned in late. If you missed a day, you have 2 days to make up a day that you missed. So that's another issue. If you have a missing assignment, you need to get it done as soon as possible to remove that 0 from the gradebook. I give you a week leeway on missing assignments before I put a 0 in the gradebook. So that kind of gives you a chance to see the missing indicator in the gradebook. It's a red M before it hurts your grade and then you're worried about eligibility or different things like that. So be aware that you have a week of late before the 0 hurts your grade. But after that, I need to enter a 0. That will drop your grade and you will need to get that done as soon as possible. And you can absolutely with the deducted points, like I said, but do it please as soon as possible. If you don't finish your reading in class days time, like on Friday or Monday, please sign up for FOL time. That's the best time to finish reading. A lot of our readings are also accessible on Canvas and PowerSchool from home or anywhere that you have a device. You cannot redo the notebook work. Like I already said, if you got 5 out of 12 one week for starters and stations, that means you did 5 out of 12 things that were asked of you. So you can't redo those. But you can redo discussion questions, quizzes, assessment, paragraphs. Those things can be redone up to 1 time. So you really need to make the effort to try to understand the skill better and do better on it. And if you've done that and do a better score, I will give you the higher of the 2 scores. I constantly, because you guys are 7th graders and your brains are a little cuckoo right now, think that you have turned an assignment and I don't have it. So if you are so certain that you turned it in and I don't have it, I will make sure that I check in everybody's assignments that I have. I'll go through the piles again if I need to. And once they're all graded and done, if I still don't have it, big chances that you misplaced it. You put it in a weird place or in your notebook or in your binder and you forgot to turn it in. So please recognize that Mrs. Angleton does make some mistakes, but more often than not, students tend to have just not have turned it in. Your grade will be up to date Tuesday morning or Friday evening if you really want to check at the time. Before I leave school on Monday, I update grades. So if you have missing assignments and you want it in, you want to turn those in to me by Monday. On the late desk, on my desk, I have this basket here, late turn in. On Mondays, I'll remind you that it's a grade check day and you'll need to put stuff in there really quickly so that I can grab it before I leave. If you lose a handout, there's a black box by the door. You can get more. If you come to class unprepared, you need to figure it out right away. So if that means running to your locker and being late, then do so. But you cannot sit here without a pencil or your notebook. You won't be successful. There is no homework in this class as long as you use your time well. You may not bring your cell phone to class unless I specifically ask you to, which will rarely happen. If you need more help, please talk to me. There's materials at the back of the room for you to use. And there is a turn-in basket